Good morning, everyone. So right now I'm going to talk about another vision. I promised in a previous video that if somebody liked or subscribed to my video, I would post another vision that I've had. The Lord referred me to a specific video that might help somebody out there. I don't know how, but maybe change your perspective and give you confidence in the reality of who He is. So this vision wasn't while I was sleeping, so you can't argue it was a dream. So I had a 2019 Trail Boss. It's a pickup truck, and I was driving up one of the local roads around here, which is basically a long straight road, state road, 2 lanes, and it drives pretty much, straight as an arrow. And I forget where I was coming from, but I was heading home, and I drove this road so many times before, and along the road, every, quarter mile, there's a cross street, right? There's no lights, there's no traffic lights. It was just, there's a cross street with stop signs. But the road that I was on never had stop signs, you just go, right? And I was not thinking about anything spiritual related that I can recall. I was just driving on this road, and I think there was snow on the ground, so it must have been like winter time. And I'm driving, and all of a sudden, when the Lord speaks to me, and it's different with everybody. Some people can hear an audible voice. Some people can hear words in their consciousness, almost like telepathy. With me, it's like the feeling of the presence of the Lord is very, very intense. And when He speaks, it's like a telepathy, but it's more of a download of information. Like a second ago, I didn't know this. Now I know this. Right, and it comes with the strong presence of the Lord, which always feels like peace and like power and like definitely not me. Nothing that I could ever make myself feel. Right, so I was driving down the road, and all of a sudden I had this download of information. It was like boom! It hit me like a ton of bricks, and it was like I knew. Somebody was going to blow one of these stop signs that I'm driving up on this road. Somebody's going to blow the stop sign, and I will T-bone them. And I'm in a truck. I got the feeling it was a small car, and the person in the other car is going to be very, very hurt, maybe dead. I don't know. But it immediately put fear in my heart. And I was like, ooh. And I even telling this story, I can't believe this actually happened. This is so strange. I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. You can't make this up. Of all the things that I could conjure, this is so weird. But it's true. It happened. I'm actually in denial of it still, but it actually happened. So I had this feeling, like this intense, almost panic, that somebody was going to pull out in front of me. So then I slowed down. I knew where the next couple stop signs were. I was so convinced that somebody was going to pull out in front of me that I intentionally slowed down, because I think the speed limit was like 45 miles an hour. I was probably doing 50, 52. So I'm like, okay, I'm going too fast, slow down. But if somebody was going to blow a stop sign, I wanted to make sure that I was going to stop in time, right? So I was actually I probably lowered it to like 35. I was so like paranoid, right? So I crept past the first stop sign at like 35, looking, no cars. Went up to the next stop sign. Again, my road doesn't have stop signs. It's just, there's no stopping. We're just going. But there's stop signs basically blocking traffic crossing. So we're coming up the next one. I'm like, I don't see nothing. And then I think I came up to a third one. And I'm driving, at this point, it's like almost a mile up the road. I don't see anything. I'm like, okay, I'm losing my mind. I came to a stoplight, and then I had to turn right onto a different road. So I turned right. There was 2 more stop signs. First one was just a stop sign with a road that went off to the right. Nobody was going to blow that. Maybe they were going to turn out. And it's like, nope, nothing there. And I went up to them, and I pretty much have just wrote this off as I'm going crazy. Well, the next stop sign, I'm rolling up, still creeping, still hyper aware of like what this information was that just downloaded into my consciousness. And all of a sudden, way up there, I see this black Prius. And this dude was driving. He's just driving. He's got his mind focused on what's in front of him. And I start slowing down to like maybe 30 miles an hour because as I'm approaching it, he's not. And I'm like, this guy's gonna stop. This guy's gotta stop. This is gonna be so freaking weird. He's gotta stop. He blew that stop sign. Even though I was going slower, I had to slam on my brakes in this big old truck. And the guy was oblivious that I was even there. The guy in the Prius, I saw his face, I saw his head going by. He didn't even look over at me as he blew the stop sign. He went right in front of me and drove off the road. I'm like, if I was not paranoid and hyper aware of the risk of that situation, I would have killed him. I would have killed him. The Lord blessed that man that day. The Lord kept him alive, and he is probably not even aware. How often does that happen in our life? You know? So anyway, it's real, guys. It's real. Some people, oh, well, maybe you're psychic. Nope. I know the presence of the Lord. I know the voice of the Holy Spirit. He's talked to me sternly like that a few times before. I know what it's like. And you guys can discover that too with him. But you got to build the relationship first. You can't do it yourself. You can't establish the relationship. You have to be open to it, and then he will. Okay? All right? You guys have a blessed day. I'll talk to you soon.